here we are. It's Halloween 2021. That wonderful time of the year where the temperature cools down. You get to eat all the candy you want and watch all the scary movies you want. But today, we're not talking about movies or candy. We're talking about something more scary than that. And no, I'm not talking about being on Tinder in your 30s. That is pretty scary. I'm talking about Friday the 13th for the NES. I've never actually beaten this game. Hell, I can't even remember if I've ever played it. But I figured, what better time than Halloween? All the ghouls are out, the spookies, the kids are trick-or-treating. I'm alone in my basement like always. Anyways, perfect time to play this game. Perfect time to beat Friday the 13th, and nothing is gonna stop me.
Hey, aren't you that guy from Hollywood Undead?
Sorry you had to see that. I just watched the new Alec Baldwin movie. It was really good. Bit of a shocker though on that one. Anyways, let's play the game.
The game starts off by having you select one of 6 different camp counselors, of which there are 3 male and 3 female options. Each counselor moves and jumps at different speeds. Mark and Chrissy are the 2 counselors you'll want to do a lot of your exploring with, since they run the fastest and jump the highest. The objective of the game is to kill Jason, which you have to do 3 times to actually kill him. This is because the game takes place over the course of 3 days, with each day consisting of daytime, dusk time, and nighttime. Whenever the counselor you are playing as is killed, either by Jason or one of the enemies in the game, you are then forced to pick a new counselor from one of the ones who are still alive. There are also 5 children in each of the 3 cabins by the lake. If Jason kills all of the children or all of the counselors, it's game over. And you're greeted with this lovely screen. You and your friends are dead. Game over. Immediately you're placed into a side-scrolling perspective with the counselor that you selected. As far as controls go, the A button jumps and the B button attacks with whatever weapon your counselor currently has. Rocks are the default starting weapon for each counselor. The rocks arc when you throw them, so oftentimes they'll just go over the head of whatever enemy you're trying to hit. You have to crouch to make sure you actually hit them with the rocks. There are 4 enemies that you have to avoid or kill in the game. There's the usual enemies that you would expect, like crows, bats, wolves. However, the most common enemies in the game are zombies. Why couldn't they just add another animal that you might actually have to defend yourself from if you were camping out in the wild? Like a bear. Nope, we got zombies. Pressing start brings up the map screen. The map consists of 1 large outer circle and 2 smaller circles that contain the cave and the lake. There are paths that connect each of the inner circles to the large outer circle, and also a forest area in between that you can run through. Most of your time will be spent running down the path trying to find Jason or killing monsters. You'll also notice there are a lot of cabins on the map too. The smaller cabins are where you'll find the other counselors hanging out. You can switch to the counselor in the cabin you're in or heal them with your vitamins. You can also pass off weapons to them. The large cabins contain fireplaces that you can light. Doing so reveals messages and maybe prevents Jason from entering the cabin. I'm not 100% sure on that one. The game has 6 items that you can find, most of which spawn in fixed locations either by jumping in a certain spot or by meeting other specific criteria. These items include the lighter, the key, vitamins, flashlight, messages, and the sweater. The lighter is only used to light fireplaces in the large cabins. You cannot use it for anything else. The key is used to open a locked cabin door and the entrance to Jason's secret lair. Vitamins are the healing item in the game, but they don't work like a standard potion in an RPG. You can't just use it to heal your counselor whenever you want. To use the vitamin, you have to enter a cabin where another counselor is, and then you can use your vitamin to heal that counselor of 4 health points of damage. There is one thing, however, that's pretty useful. If your counselor is carrying vitamins and dies, he or she will be revived with 6 bars of health. This will happen continually until your counselor runs out of vitamins. The flashlight only appears once you light all of the fireplaces in every cabin. It lights up the cave so that you can see the hidden paths in it. This is completely unnecessary though, because you can see where the paths are by looking at the rocks below it. The rocks in front of a secret path always have this little slight crack in them. Messages are found in large cabins throughout the game and can give you a hint about where to go or where to find a more powerful weapon. The last item in the game is Pamela Voorhees' sweater. You can only get it by defeating Pamela Voorhees inside Jason's lair on day 2. The sweater halves all damage the counselor receives. Let's talk about Jason now. The booklet for the game refers to him as the Maven of Mayhem, the Sultan of Slash, the ghoul that everyone loves to hate. Jason! He travels around the map just like you do, looking for counselors or children to kill. Anytime Jason is attacking someone, the game will let you know with an alarm, and you'll see a timer at the top. Depending on how long it takes you to get there, they'll take more and more damage until eventually dying if you don't make it within 60 seconds. Most of the time you encounter Jason will be inside of a cabin, and it sort of looks like Punch-Out! Jason moves to the left and to the right, forward and back, occasionally coming in to attack you. On days 2 and 3, Jason becomes much harder to predict and react to. He starts double attacking more and it becomes almost impossible to dodge. I think your chances of beating Jason on day 3 inside a cabin is up a rat's ass. The ideal way to fight Jason is on the path. Whenever you encounter Jason here on the path, it turns into a side-scrolling fight and it's much easier to whittle his health down quickly. So that's the game explained in a nutshell. If you want to know my tips for beating the game, here they are. Number 1, get the torch ASAP. There are ways to get the torch very fast. You'll want to make sure you don't accidentally replace the torch once you get it though. Number 2, stock up on vitamins. And number 3, find Jason on the path and fight him there as much as possible. Avoid fighting him in a cabin, especially on days 2 and 3. What? Was that Jason? He was hauling ass! Eventually, I'm able to trap Jason on the path and force him to fight me there. Yes, I did it! You have finally managed to defeat Jason. But is he really dead? We're not telling. And...
So that was Friday the 13th for the NES. Not a great game, obviously, but I don't think it's as bad as people say. For one of the earlier horror movie-based games, I think it's got some cool ideas in it. It's just inconvenient that it starts off lying to you and you don't really know what the fuck is going on. It's pretty hard. But other than that, I don't know. I kind of like it. Wait a second.